This is a video that's an introduction to the houses in astrology. This video will be helpful if you're a beginner in astrology and you're trying to figure out the birth chart. Hey, if you like this video, be sure to like and subscribe. The 12 houses are the backbone to the birth chart. Every birth chart has 12 houses. You may be familiar with the 12 zodiac signs, but keep in mind that the houses and the signs are different. The signs are related to the personality traits. The houses are all about the area of life. And the planets reveal what type of energy is being expressed. So the planets are the what, the signs are the how, and the houses are the where. When you think of the planets, think of what type of energy is being expressed. When you think of the sun, you think of generous, creative, playful, courageous, confident. The moon is calm, reflective, wise, mysterious, and sensitive. Mars is aggressive, assertive, quick, strong, ambitious, determined, and physical. Venus, you think of desires, passion, and what you value. For Mercury, is communication and mental agility. For Jupiter, generous, optimistic, and intellectual, philosophical. For Neptune, deeply compassionate, innocent, childlike faith, imagination, and elevated consciousness. For Saturn, it's disciplined, responsible, perseverance, endurance, mature, wise, hardworking, and ambitious. For Uranus, innovative, unpredictable, resourceful, imaginative, and experimental. For Pluto, intense experiences, such as power struggles, control, and elimination of what is no longer needed. When you think of the signs, think about how these energies reveal themselves. Aries is quick, fast-moving, and intense, acting impulsively and direct. Taurus is about beauty, food, the appreciation and comfort of things, and about what you value. Gemini is about communication, writing, and thinking analytically. Cancer is about sensitivity, caretaking, and creativity. Leo is fun-loving and confident. Virgo is resourcefulness, being helpful, hardworking, and health-conscious. Libra is seeking harmony, cooperation, and acting peacefully. Scorpio is intense with determination and a powerful drive to get to the bottom of things. Sagittarius is curious and enthusiastic, philosophical, and a free spirit. Capricorn is all about loyalty, family-focused, hardworking, devoted, and honest. Aquarius is being community-oriented, original, open-minded, and fair. Pisces is about being very receptive and empathetic, deeply contemplative, and feeling all things on a very intense level. Think of the planets as the verbs and the signs as the adverbs. Verbs are the actions. Adverbs are used to modify or describe the action. Basically, the sign modifies the action of the planet. For example, Mars is the assertive part of our nature. Mars in Aries would be showing assertiveness in a bold way. So you could say Mars in Aries is boldly assertive. Mars in Cancer would be timidly assertive. Mars in Sagittarius would be expansively assertive. Mars in Aquarius would be unpredictably assertive. And understand that we move through the zodiac constellations, but the houses move as they are attached to the Earth's axis of rotation. The houses are where in your life the what and the how take place. There are many different systems to use. I'm not going to explain the technical differences of all the systems. Most astrologers use the Pleiadian system, and that's what I'm going to focus on here. No matter what system you use, your birth chart will consist of 12 houses. We divide the 360-degree wheel into 12 houses. The lines in the heavens that separate the houses are called cusps. No matter the house system, all the house cusps of the chart will be calculated from the midheaven. This is also called the 10th house cusp for the MC. If a person in the northern hemisphere is facing due south at the time of birth, the MC corresponds to the point that is directly overhead in the sky. This point will correspond to a degree in the zodiac. The point of the horizon directly east would correspond to the degree in the zodiac called the ascendant. This is the degree of your rising sign. No matter what house system you use, the cross that is made by the MC, IC, the ascendant, and descendant is the same for all systems. It's only the cusp that can be different, and this can be important because where the cusps are will determine the position of the houses. The midheaven changes approximately every 4 minutes, so having the exact time of birth is important. This is important because the 4 minutes can change the midheaven or the ascendant. The 12 houses run counterclockwise around the chart, beginning with the first house birth to the 12th house metaphorical death. The first 6 houses are the northern hemisphere at the bottom of the chart. The last 6 houses are the southern hemisphere at the top of the chart. The first 6 houses are more about personal and inner life experiences. The last 6 houses are more about interpersonal public areas of life. By blending the planet and the house's meanings, we get a better understanding of the chart as a whole. There are 4 hemispheres and 4 quadrants. The east-west axis is a horizon line. The east point is the ascendant representing the sunrise. The west point is the descendant representing the sunset. The people that named this lived north of the equator. So when they looked at the noon sun, they were always facing south. If you're in the southern hemisphere, the noon sun would be to the north. If you're standing at the equator, the noon sun would be directly overhead. The north is the lowest point in the chart and represents midnight. There are 4 hemispheres. The southern hemisphere are the houses 7 through 12. These are known as the social or collective houses. This is where we create opportunities to interact with the larger world around us. The northern hemisphere are houses 1 through 6. These houses are about the life situations that affect us personally. This is more of a subjective hemisphere. The eastern hemisphere are the houses 10 through 3. Planets in these houses assert their energy. The western hemisphere are houses 4 through 9. The houses in this hemisphere are more responsive. They tend to respond to life situations that are already in motion. Okay, there are 4 quadrants. Northeast, this is houses 1 to 3. This is the most personal of the 4 quadrants. These houses are about personal identity. First house, personal temperament. Second house, material possessions and basic life values. The third house, one's mind and ability to communicate. Then you got the northwest. This is houses 4 through 6. These houses are about expressing yourself through an individual identity. The fourth house, early psychological development. The fifth house, creative interests and the relationships to children. The sixth house, skills and ways of improving oneself. Next, we have the southwest. These are the houses 7 through 9. These houses are about social identity. This is the area of life that leads to greater self-expansion. The seventh house, important relationships and a life partner. The eighth house, complex social issues, and this is about transformation. The ninth house is about higher education and foreign travel. Next, we have the southeast. These are houses 10 through 12. In these houses, we learn that we are more than just an individual ego. We learn to work here to satisfy more than just our own needs and desires. The 10th house is where the public sees you as an authority in your field. The 11th house is where you interact in social groups. The 12th house is where you have hidden enemies and hidden friends. Here we awake to a more spiritual side of life. The 3 major qualities are angular houses, succeeding houses, and cated houses. The 1st, 4th, 7th, and 10th houses are known as angular houses. These are cardinal signs, new beginnings. These houses are at the beginning of the 4 seasons. They are beginning of the cusp of the 4 quadrants. The first house is the ascendant, Aries, and it's spring. The 4th house is the IC, it's Cancer, and it's summer. The 7th house is the descendant. It's Libra and fall. The 10th house is in midheaven. It's Capricorn in winter. These 4 houses are important because they tend to lead the rest of your chart, which dominate the rest of your life. Okay, the first house, 7th house axis. The first house is about me and my relationship with me. The 7th house is about you and my relationship with you. This is about myself, the first house, and how I'm seeking a relationship with you, the 7th house. Okay, the 4th house, 10th house axis. The 4th house is about psychological foundations, and the 10th house is about accomplishments in the world. This axis is about the foundations in your life internally, 4th house, and externally, 10th house. Succeeding houses. These houses are midpoints of the 4 quadrants. They succeed the angular houses. These houses are fixed signs. They provide stability and definition to the quadrants. Planets in these signs tend to either support or sabotage what we value. Its 2nd house, which is Taurus in spring, and its 5th house, which is like Leo in summer, 8th house, Scorpio, fall, and the 11th house, Aquarius, winter. The 2nd house, 8th house axis. The 2nd house is about the personal possessions and values. The 8th house is about the destruction and transformation of form. The 5th house, 11th house axis. The 5th and 11th houses are both about being creative, but the 5th house is about a creative self-expression, whereas the 11th house is about creative activities that are impersonal. Cadent houses. The cadent houses are the houses at the end of the seasons. They are connected to mutable signs. These houses serve to make connections between people, places, ideas, and objects. 3rd house, Gemini, spring. 6th house, Virgo, summer. 9th house, Sagittarius, fall. And 12th house, Pisces, winter. 3rd house, 9th house axis. Both the 3rd and 8th house are connected to mental activity. The 3rd house is connected to how our mind developed when we were young. The 9th house is more about our philosophy, religious beliefs, and higher education. The 6th house, 12th house axis. The 6th house is about our physical tools, such as skills and techniques we use in our approach to our physical life. The 12th house is more about the spiritual tools we use in our approach to the life of the universe. If you like this video and you enjoy this content, please let me know in the comments below. I am myself. The first house is all about you, your physical appearance, and your health and wellness. The first house also has to do with how you begin things. This could be our demeanor or how people see you when they first meet you. The first house is the house of self and ruled by Aries and the planet Mars. Your ascendant is also known as a rising sign. This is the first house. So this could be the first impression someone has on you. Keywords are an easy way to help you start to understand how the houses influence such things as life circumstances, ideas, objects, and the types of people. The first house. You, appearance, first impressions, your head and your face, and your style. I am my values and resources. The second house is the house of possessions. This house is ruled by the sign Taurus and the planet Venus. Taurus is an earthy, practical, and materially polarizing sign. Think of the second house as your bank. This house holds our material goods and our attitudes towards what we own. Some keywords are money, possessions, income, and assets. I am my mind. The third house is the house of communication. This house is associated with the sign Gemini and the planet Mercury. This house rules the way you think and analyze situations. This house is about the interactions that take place in a social setting. This is different from the first house in that the first house speaks more to the impression that we make, and not so much how we interact. It's also a place we can discover additional info about our siblings. Some keywords for the third house are siblings, school, short trips, neighborhood, and communication. I am my family. This house is ruled by the sign Cancer and the Earth's moon. The fourth house is a house of family and home. The fourth house is about our instinctive patterns of behavior. These are our psychological foundations. It's also about the behavioral patterns that have been passed down from generations. This house governs how we fulfill ourselves emotionally and also how our family raised us and how it affected our upbringing. Some keywords for the fourth house are the past, home, family, lineage, and private. I am my creativity. The fifth house is a house of pleasure. This house is ruled by the sign Leo and the sun. This is a house of show and tell, and it is here that our personality manifests through self-expression. The second house shows us our money in the bank. The fifth house shows us how to spend it. Some key words for the fifth house are children, creativity, pleasure, romance, and good fortune. I am my health and work. The sixth house is a house of health. This house is ruled by the sign Virgo and the planet Mercury. The sixth house shows us the tools and methods we use to perfect ourselves. The psychological foundation in the fourth house is expanded in the fifth house. The sixth house works to perfect the personal identity that was expanded in the fifth. Some sixth house keywords are health, wellness, routine, illness, work, and pests. I am myself with you. The seventh house is a house of partnerships. The first house speaks to a relationship I have with myself. The seventh house is much more a house of partnership. This house is ruled by the sign Libra and the planet Venus. Libra is an airy, communicative, social sign. Some keywords for the seventh house are relationships, marriage, and partner. I am transformed. The eighth house is a house of sex, death, and other people's possessions. This house contains complicated and challenging issues that we will face in this lifetime. When you think of the eighth house, think of transformative processes. The eighth house is also about money that comes from our dealings with others, along with the rewards that we get from our creative self-expression. The eighth house is ruled by the planet Pluto in the sign Scorpio. Some key words for the eighth house are death, debt, taxes, inheritance. I am my beliefs. The ninth house is a house of philosophy. The ninth house is where we connect to deeper wisdom and higher knowledge. If you love to learn, the ninth house will be big in your chart. The ninth house is also the house of morals and social conduct. This house is ruled by the sign Sagittarius and planet Jupiter. Some keywords for the ninth house are travel, study, religion, international, faith, divine, and God. I am my profession. The 10th house is a house of social status. The 10th house reveals the nature of one's career and the level of success in the material world. This house is ruled by the sign Capricorn and planet Saturn. While the first house is about how you are seen, the 10th house speaks to what you can achieve as an individual. This house influences your career path. This isn't the career that you think you should be doing. It's the career that you are most passionate about and love. Some key words for the 10th house are career, fame, reputation, profession, and public. I am my aspirations. The 11th house is a house of friendships. This house is ruled by the sign Aquarius and planet Uranus. Intuition is under the influence of Uranus. The 11th house is where we create new possibilities for our self-expression. This is where we expand into the universe and go beyond our ego. Here, we identify with something greater than ourselves. The 11th house is where we enhance our growth and widen our perspective. This house influences how we interact in social groups. Some keywords for 11th house are hopes, wishes, community, good spirit, friendship, groups, and luck. I am the universe. The 12th house is a house of the subconscious. This house is ruled by the sign Pisces and planet Neptune. The 12th house is the most mysterious and least personal. It's the house of secret treasures and strengths. This house governs everything mystical. habits and things we think about subconsciously. Some keywords for the 12th house are retreat, escape, hidden, release, and unconscious. If you like this video, let me know in the comments below. I'll see you in the next video.